In this video, I'm going to go over a standing forward fold. So in a forward fold, you'll be standing with your feet pretty close together, touching the toes, touching, or maybe even the bones of the big toes touching on the inside. Maybe you'll have a gap between your heels. Just depends on how it feels for you. So if you're a beginner and you're really new to yoga, I think it's great to have some blocks because most likely if you don't have a movement practice, folding forward isn't going to bring you to this position. And it didn't for me. It took years for me to get to that. So if you're folding forward and it looks more like this, there's a good chance that if you put some blocks right here and rest some of your weight into your hands, that you'll actually be able to drop your head down. And that's what we want to do, is drop the head down in the forward fold. So bending the knees oftentimes helps and allows your chest to come closer to your thighs, which is what we're going for. So maybe the blocks are a little bit lower, and maybe you don't need them at all. But know that it takes time to come into a pose with like a little bit deeper flexibility. So take your time in allowing yourself to progress in your own pace. So for a forward fold, what you do is you drop your head straight down to the ground, and the arms are either touching the ground or touching the backs of your legs. So touching the backs of your legs, you might be able to just slightly, and not a whole lot, but just slightly pull your chest down towards your thighs. And when you do that, it might be more comfortable for you to bend your knees just slightly, which is totally fine when you're in the pose. I do that probably 50% of the time. And then maybe you kind of start to straighten the knees and just feel the difference. If straightening the knees does not serve you well, keep a little bend in the knees, and this will be your pose. So sometimes this is a little bit wobbly, so you might have one hand down on the ground to just help you balance. And then once you gain some good balance, you might be able to put both hands behind your legs. In this pose, you're not using your neck muscles because your head is dropping straight down. And even when you pull your chest into your thighs, if you want to like kind of shake your head yes or no, you could feel it like freely moving. Your muscles are not holding it in place. It's really dropping down. So this is what we call a standing forward fold. And know that yours is not going to start off looking like mine. It never does until you start doing the practice often and your body gets used to folding forward and getting close in like that. And to be perfectly honest, I didn't even actually start folding forward that close or that tight until I started other practices outside of yoga that increase some of my flexibility. So you don't judge your forward fold by how it looks. The most important thing about a forward fold is how it feels in your body. So don't stress straightening your legs in your forward fold if that doesn't feel amazing. So if it doesn't feel good, always keep a bend in your knees. Probably 75% of the time, I have at least a small bend in my knees, if not a big bend in my knees. It really just depends on what the backs of my legs are feeling like that day in that moment. So I hope that helped you understand that forward fold doesn't look the same for everyone. And oftentimes when you watch yoga videos online, you'll see someone really flexible that, you know, if you're a beginner to yoga, it's not likely that you're going to look anything like that. But it's important that you are open to accepting what you look like in your pose because it's yours. You're not trying to make yours look like anybody else's. You're just trying to feel yours in your own body. So that's a forward fold.